Hello everyone. Today I'll be doing my video project or discussion on Chapter 13 for COM 381, and Chapter 13 is titled Leadership in Crisis. Right off the bat, I obviously leadership in crisis. The time that we're doing this and the time that we're reading this is kind of unique and it's kind of cool because we're in a crisis. If you didn't already know, we are. But I found this to be very helpful and eye-opening to say the least. It presents it presents a lot of details on how a leader should handle a crisis, how it should go about, whether that be preparing or during the crisis and after the crisis. But the thing I found to be the most important of the chapter is there was a lot of important things in this chapter. I found this to be, I say this probably about every single week, but I actually do mean this to the full extent. I think this is probably the most important chapter at this moment in time, just because obviously what we're going through, and I think a lot of people would benefit off of looking through this and learning from it. But the thing I found to be the most important is what a leader does during a crisis and the steps they take to prevent it or kind of handle it. And I thought that was very unique, interesting, and cool. It kind of opened my eyes up to certain things that people around the world or certain leaders around our world and country are not doing, which was concerning, to say the least, whether that be on the federal level, state level, or like we talked about in class yesterday with the University of Kentucky, which in a lot of ways they are doing it right, in a lot of ways they are doing it wrong. What did I agree with? I couldn't really not agree with anything. If I had to pick one out, it would be all the things they listed about just preparedness and what you should really do and handle it. I didn't disagree with anything. I thought it was all very important, and there's different ways to go about it, depending on what type of leader you are or who you're leading. So I don't necessarily think there was anything to disagree on. And again, I say that every single week, and I don't believe that there was, all of which were very important. But what did I find interesting? I found it interesting that a lot of the stuff listed was not being put into place here in the real world, which, again, I've said it a million times in this little video, it's concerning. For example, I watch, I'm from Ohio. I wear the Bengals and Red stuff every single day. I'm sure I've been in a Reds or Bengals hat for almost all these videos, but our governor, Mike DeWine, I've been watching him pretty consistently, and I try not to watch him every single day because it's kind of an overload on information, and I think that'll kind of scare a lot of people if they consistently watch some of these announcements every single day, which you can be informed by, but sometimes it is overwhelming. But kind of, I do like the way that he's handling it. I love the way that he is addressing the public. He's sort of trying to make everyone feel better and understand that we're all in this together. And I like the way that he the thing that I noticed that he's doing for every single one of these little speeches is he's wearing a different tie, and it's just the small things I find to be very soothing and helpful in these hard times. Is the fact that every single time he makes a speech, he has a different tie on, and you might think, what was a tie have to do? Each tie is a different university around the state of Ohio, and he addresses that in his tweets, and he'll address that in his message. And I thought that to be very cool, because if you're in one of those universities around Ohio and you're a senior like I am, but obviously I'm in Kentucky, so I'd love to see Bashir do this, but that's a stretch. But if you're a senior around one of those schools in Ohio and you're upset like I am, but you see your governor supporting you and understanding that we're all in this together, whether that be Ohio State, Kent State, Cincinnati, yada, 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 he's got our back. But that about does it and wraps it up. I really did enjoy reading over this. It was eye opening. It was very cool, and I look forward to speaking with you guys again.